We're here in the beautiful city of San Bernardino with a simple question in mind. What happens in chapter 2 of the story of Ruth? What can we glean from it, pun intended? And more importantly, what is God trying to demonstrate in these 23 verses? Come with me on a journey as we explore the book of Ruth. Now this takes place during the time of Judges. You remember our old friends Samson, Gideon, and Jephthah, well, at least Samson. This was a time of heroes and legends. No, not Will Smith. Real legends. Imperfect but used by God to deliver his people. But sin and disobedience was constant in the land of Judah, which kept the Israelites in constant need of a deliverer until Jesus came. Now famine spread throughout the land, and Elimelech decided to move to Moab, a land filled with sinful and godless people. He then bites the dust, and his two sons soon married two Moabites, which was outlawed in Deuteronomy. But ironically, it was Ruth, a Moabitess whose God used in the next few verses. Anyway, the two sons, Mahlon and Chilion, die, leaving the women to fend for themselves, and Naomi realizes she has nothing to offer her daughters-in-law. So she advises them to leave. Orpah, decides to leave, and Ruth remains with a now bitter Naomi. That was a mouthful. Now we can enter chapter 2. To get a closer look, we're meeting up with an expert on verses 1 through 7.
Come in.
Hello, Dr. Wolfberger.
Oh, hey! I didn't expect you guys so soon. Excuse me.
Hello, Doctor. So, Naomi and Ruth have been wandering around with no food, no water?
That's correct. These women are at the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. Picture, if you will, two homeless women in a modern day society. They have no place to call their own. They are thirsty. They are hungry. Hungry for food, hungry for peace, hungry for Christ. And so we have this need, this hunger, up to this point. And Ruth says she's going to glean the fields for leftovers, and she just happens to end up in Boaz's field.
Now, what do you mean when you use those quotation marks? What is that?
Well, there is no mere happenstance. The odds are insurmountable. She could have gleaned on anybody's field. No, my friend. This was God's providence, defined by Webster's as divine guidance. There's a lot of punch in one word. Sure, Ruth had a free will choice, but it was ultimately God working in Ruth's past, present, and future. This was not luck.
Now, what do you mean by the past, present, and future? Was God in control this whole time?
Precisely. God is all-knowing. He has established gleaning with the Israelites. That is, in Deuteronomy. God instructed that the Israelites is to leave leftovers for their harvest, for the aliens, for the widows, and so forth. This allowed Ruth to glean in present time. He also is working in Ruth's life, in the present, and eventually this book will culminate with the inception of genealogy. This will extend our Savior, Jesus Christ. So in short, it's not luck, folks. It's God.
Okay, I think I got this. So what happens next? They fall in love and live happily ever after? Just like every other chick flick out there?
Sort of. I guess you could say it as the first ever romance story, or chick flick as you crudely put it. So right, then when she was clean, Boaz happens to arrive.
Perfect timing, huh?
Exactly. He's greeting people left and right. The Lord be with you. And the workers call back, the Lord will bless you.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on. Now I've had a lot of bosses and none of them ever seemed that kind. I always try to hide behind my desk when I see them walk by, or I'll pretend I'm working 20 times faster than I actually am. This seems like a nice boss to me, if you tell me.
Yes, you can see he is a man of good standing, as said in verse 1. And not only that, he is a God-fearing man. So now Boaz sees Ruth for the first time in verse 5, and he takes an interest in her.
I could just picture him stunned with his eyes a bit wider and his jaw just dropping, saying, "Man, who is that? That's some fine..." Excuse me, go on.
And he does just that. He runs to ask the foreman, who is she? The foreman doesn't really seem to take much notice and responds with a calculated answer, describing something along the line of the Proverbs 31 woman.
Proverbs what?
Proverbs 31 woman. She's hard-working, eager to provide, and strong arms.
Like the world's strongest woman? Oh, she just can rock me to sleep.
Not literally strong arms, but you get the idea. She's a woman's woman. Jesus, much like Boaz, loves each individual. He takes an interest in our lives. He not only knows us, but wants to grow our relationship with him every day.
Wow, ain't that something? Well, thank you for your time.
It was my pleasure.
It was all your pleasure.
What?
Nothing.
Well, I rolling out tumble, cried the whole night long. Well, I rolling out tumble, cried the whole night long. Well, I woke up this morning, didn't know right from wrong.
Let's keep following the trail. Dr. Wolfberger has been telling about a great excavation that's been going on in our own backyard that may illuminate the details on Ruth and Boaz. Let's go have a look. Hello, sir. Greetings.
Hey.
I'm here with the Ruth documentary.
Oh, yeah. Come, follow me. So the government's been giving me this $1 million grant to just do some research. It doesn't really matter what, just as long as I turn something into the feds. So I've decided to locate the exact coordinates of Boaz's field.
Yeah, so what are we looking at over here?
Oh, so this is an excavation right here. This is excavation site that we got going on. This is what I believe to be the remains of Boaz's field right here in the heart of San Bernardino. Yeah, isn't that exciting? Yeah, I was speechless too the first time. See, this is some plant matter, which I could guesstimate to be quite old.
Isn't Boaz's field located in Bethlehem?
Where'd you hear that? The National Enquirer?
The Bible? So Boaz, what can you tell me about this guy?
From what I can see, Boaz is a man's man. His name means strength, and kind of sounds like be the name of that Russian guy from Rocky IV. What's his name?